My name is Mateo Eist, and I'm currently a senior at the Bullis School. Soon after I turned 17, in May of 2020, I made the decision to enlist in the United States Marine Corps as a rifleman. Throughout the worsening pandemic at my respective duty station in Silver Spring, I noted that COVID-19 was not a priority for recruits and other personnel, so I had to do something to protect not only our families at home, but to protect the well-being of those who devote themselves to a life of service to our great nation. Let's crunch some numbers. The current U.S. civilian population is 331.42 million, and it has a confirmed 29.8 million current COVID-19 cases. This being said, the likelihood that a single American citizen has contracted COVID is about 9%. In comparison, the current active duty service population is about 1.4 million service members. There are recorded 260,149 cases of COVID-19 to this day. This being said, the likelihood that an active duty service member has or had contracted COVID-19 is about 18.5%. Knowing these basic statistics, we can conclude that you are about twice as likely to contract COVID-19 as a service member as compared to the average U.S. citizen. Although this is a statistically significant difference between service members and civilians, we can chalk it up to the nature of operations that our service members work and train in. This problem, as seen with our number crunching prior, was seen in the nature of local duty sessions, as the high number of personnel in limited spaces doing physically exerting activities exponentially increases the risk of infection, or in the worst case scenario, a super spreading event. Now you might be saying, Mateo, that sounds like a whole bunch of problems. What'd you get done? As for the experiential portion, we had a three-pronged approach. First, myself and my fellow squad leaders organized a fundraiser to purchase masks to provide disadvantaged recruits with access to facial protection. We raised about $200 and purchased about 175 masks for station distribution. Here's a photo of this little care package. Secondly, with the help of Sarah Margrove, a sophomore here at Bullis, and Ms. Finnegan, we began a USMC-based letter writing campaign which put civilians and service members alike in contact with their friends and family, while their Marines are spread all over the world in various trainings and deployments. These trainings and deployments include, but are not limited to, Japan, Romania, Australia, the Philippines, and even Norway. Eventually, to make the letter writing more inclusive, we opened up the letter writing to recruiters, so young Marines that weren't comfortable with writing someone that they didn't know could conversate with personnel who they worked with hand in hand. Here are some of the letters I most recently received. Lastly, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, the manager of the Rockville branch of Mission Barbecue helped us cater free meals to recruits who didn't necessarily dine with their families or celebrate the holidays. Not only does Mission Barbecue do a mean brisket, they made a great inter-holiday dinner, which we got to enjoy with one another. If you ever get the chance to stop by Mission Barbecue on Rockville Pike, please thank them for their continued contributions to local service members. However, there is light at the end of the tunnel. With the advent of the Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson's vaccinations, I believe not only that we'll return to a full state of normalcy, but our service members and civilian sectors alike will be protected. This being said, without an efficient rollout of these inoculations, we would proceed to see cases fluctuate over the summer, especially with the new strains stemming from California, Ohio, Brazil, and the UK. With the joint population of all the duty stations that we got to work at and got to distribute masks to and such, out of 103 recruits, we had 4 cases of COVID. Not only is this better than the civilian and military's COVID-19 case rate, we managed to keep a group of 18 to 29-year-olds who participate in various strenuous activities to an infectivity rate of about 3.9%. This is better than both the civilian infectivity rate of about 9% and the current U.S. military infectivity rate of 18.5%. I'd like to give a huge thanks to all the service members that contributed to my project. In its entirety, we represented 4 out of the 6 services. Moreover, I'd like to thank Air Force veteran Sergeant Lloyd, or Mr. Lloyd as we know him, for his continued mentorship throughout the year.